So I wanted to try something a little bit different today, actually, and do a kind of little mini vlog on the way home from work. So we're currently sitting in the phone holder so that I can chat and record at the same time. That's better. So mostly wanted to kind of talk about today is because it's World Mental Health Day, World Mental Health Awareness Day. Was to talk about mental health. As someone who suffers with mental health issues and has them for years, the best thing I ever did was asking for help. I'll be on medication probably the rest of my life, but it keeps me level. It stops me from doing anything stupid. Keeps me on a level playing field. At one point, at my lowest, when I tried to myself, I'll never forget the look on my mum and dad's face when they found out that I'd attempted something like that, and that was what forced me to get help. Seeing the utter look of distraught brokenness in my parents, that's what forced me into getting help. And I realised, you know what, the world is a better place with me here. So yeah, that was my kind of major turning point and what made me ask for help. I've been through a few different services over the years, tried a few different medications over the years, tried loads of stuff, and for me personally, the only thing that works was the medication. But my main fact was I didn't like talking to strangers. I would rather talk to someone that knew me and knew what I had been through, what I was going through, than to one of these services or to a doctor. But I know for other people that I know who have been through very similar things or are still going through similar things, that talking to counsellors and therapists and all this kind of stuff works for them, and it works fucking amazing for them. It doesn't work for me personally, but you need to try these things to see what is going to work best for yourself. But as I said, I just don't like talking to strangers. But then I also didn't like putting pressure on the people that did know me, because then I felt like a burden putting stress on them for having them help me through stuff, which, wasn't particularly fun and made me feel worse for a long time, until I realised, you know what, these people are stronger than I probably ever will be, and they can take the burden, as much as I don't want to be a burden on people. But now, you know what, you learn to cope with things, and that's the hardest part, is coping most of the time. But what I went through was nothing compared to what a lot of people have been through in their life. I know some people that have been through some particularly dark shit. Mine wasn't particularly dark, but it fucked me up for a long time. And you know what, again, I can't reiterate this enough, asking for help's the best fucking thing I ever did in my life. Yeah, it took a long time, and it took me seeing my mum and dad so distraught and broken after I tried to myself, to realise that, you know what, I do need help here. And even still now, 8 years, give or take, after, I'm still on medication. And you know what the hardest part is? It's once you, again, for me, which I don't really want to discuss but I will, because you know what, there ain't as fucking much stigma as there used to be on this shit. The hardest part is, see, when you start hurting yourself, that sticks with you. That sticks with you. I started hurting myself because I got to the point of, if I don't hurt myself, I am going to blow up and I am going to hurt someone else. So I would rather injure myself than injure someone else. And even now, if I'm having a particularly bad day with my depression and anxiety and stuff, I can still go through those feelings of, you know what, I'm fucking really anxious here, and the only way to deal with this is to cause myself physical pain, which is the complete wrong head to go with, and I know that 100% for a fact. But sometimes it's the only thing that goes through your head, but you need to try and ignore those feelings. Eventually things do pass, things do get better, life changes, life goes on, and you know what, at the end of the day you'll come out a stronger person for it. Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what to say about my situation I've been through, but you know what, I've come through it a stronger person at the other side, and I know that through some other experiences in the past year, I've also used the coping mechanisms I have learned personally to help other people. Again, don't want to go into details, not my situation to tell, personal family stuff which I ain't going into. Again, not my situation to talk about this shit. But yeah, but most of it was to do with helping my wife after some family stuff happened last year and this year. And yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that matter. It's also one of the reasons I have as many tattoos as I do. A lot of them self-inflicted tattoos, I might add, with an actual tattoo, a tattoo needle and tattoo ink and all that stuff. Sitting in my bedroom, pick and poke style. I'm covered in stupid little tattoos, and then I've got all the fucking badass ones to fucking cover up over the top. But yeah, I can't iterate it enough. If you're struggling with your mental health, you need to reach out to someone, and your first protocol should be your doctor, because they can help with therapies to go down. If you wanted to go down that route, they can help with medications if you want to go down that route. There's talking groups you can go to, loads of stuff. So if I could make one suggestion, anybody would be, first protocol, tell your doctors if you don't want to talk to your family about it or your friends. The worst thing I did was, at my worst point, I let the fucking situation break me completely. I was the fucking shell of the man that I am now. Right now, I get up, I go to work every day, I see my friends, I see my family, I love all my friends and all my family. And at one point there, I wouldn't see anybody, wouldn't do anything, wouldn't get out of bed, wouldn't do anything but cry and hide from the world, because it seemed the right fucking thing for me to do at the time. But again, that's the worst thing I ever did, was fucking hiding away, because that's when you realise, you know what, your friends, your family, well, most of the time friends and family, will pull you through the darkest fucking depths that you could ever fall to, most of the time. And you know what, I've got people whose fucking family are their friends, and their friends are their family, and you know what, they can pull you through. There's some fucking super dark shit in this world, and you know what, there are some people that'll fucking like that bring you right back to fucking how you used to be. And yeah, it's been a weird kind of vlogging. I've never done this, and it still feels very, very strange. I ain't as shy as I used to be with this shit. When I was first diagnosed with depression and anxiety, as I said, I fucking hid. I hid from everything. I was so bad when I had my initial part of the basically it was a mental breakdown, and I was so bad I was off work for 8 weeks because I physically couldn't deal with going in. And when I did go back, I had panic attacks. I had a lot of shit like that when I went back to work. And again, and my boss actually said to me at the time, he's like, if you don't stay here right now, he's like, you will not come back from this. And that was one of the main things that made me, at the time, want to go back to work and realise, Ken, what, I can do this. And as I said, I know I keep going over the same fucking points over and over, but again, with the kind of brain I have doesn't always function like a normal human brain. My brain is very smooth, not many wrinkles in there. So I tend to reiterate points. But yeah, you just need to talk to someone. It could save your life. You could save someone else's life by genuinely asking how they are. And a lot of time people with depression and shit are really good at hiding symptoms. I should fucking know. But you could genuinely save someone's life by asking a serious question of, seriously mate, how are you? You could pull someone back from the darkest depths that they've ever been. And you could be someone's fucking saviour. And you know what? Common courtesy of even, how are you? If you haven't heard from someone for a while, message them. Say to them, how you getting on? How's things? Again, I don't know what else to say, apart from the fact you could physically save someone's life by asking them genuinely how they're getting on. Which is very weird. We'll sign off now. Thanks for listening to my rant, people.